Welcome to the basement. Gorilla Man's Garage here, and as you can see, we have a pretty well perfectly level tabletop, okay? And that's what we need to do for what we're going to do today. That's what we need to have for what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about calibrations. Not a lot of people talk about calibrations, but they're very important. You don't have to do them all the time, but if you run into some little thing that's not quite right, they're very important to do. Like maybe it's just not quite hovering properly, or it doesn't quite come home to the right spot, or the sticks just aren't quite right, something's not quite right. And it's a good thing to do them right off the bat. As soon as you get your drone, do that to be sure that it's as good as it's going to get. Okay, so how do we do that? There is a preferred order in which to do it. One is the IMU calibration, one is the gimbal, and then the compass calibration. Now, what is an IMU calibration? Well, let's look on the screen here and I'll show you. An IMU calibration is, in one respect, it's an inertial measurement unit, a device that combines inertial sensors, gyroscopes, and accelerometers to provide acceleration and orientation data that can be used to calculate position and velocity. What does that mean in English? Well, it's like the brain behind your drone's stability, okay? The brain behind your drone's stability. It consists of accelerometers, gyroscopes that detect changes in pitch, yaw, and roll. When your drone tilts or rotates, the IMU ensures it knows its orientation relative to the Earth. Over time, errors can accumulate in these sensors. Calculating the IMU corrects these errors, ensuring your drone flies accurately. Think of this like tuning a musical instrument. Without regular adjustments, its performance can go off key. And that's very important. So today we are going to do all 3 calibrations, and I'll show you how to do them on here, okay? Some of them are a little tricky, some of them are no nonsense, some of them are puzzling, and you just got to go with the flow. So let's get into it. It's all up in settings. Now, and you go to the 3 buttons in the bottom there, and you see maintenance mode, and you see calibration. Now this is a 6-sided calibration. Fimi did take this out of the equation, out of the app, a while ago, and they brought it back with the X2, and it's still now available with the X2, the version 2 with the version 1. And the version 1, if you do it, the diagram you get is the X8 SE. The version 2, you get the Mini. It's the same thing over and over and over. The bottom of the Mini is flat, so you could raise it up on a small little box if you like, but it's flat right here. Okay, so we're just going to start it. And it is dependent when you start lifting it up if you're left, right, okay, you've got to be, and watch the green on the bottom here. Okay, so we're just going to put this down here, and it should start flashing green. There it is. You see it's flashing? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's what you want, okay? You want it to flash. And pretty soon it's going to change, and it's going to go up on one side or the other. Well, it's going to go upside down, so we have to move it upside down, put it down, there we go. Now it's the internal sensors are upside down, and it's going flash, flash, flash. And you want that green flash. If nothing happens, you're not in the right position, okay? So any second now, it's going to change to, I believe, that one. So we're going to go this way. Okay, let's go this way. There we go. And we're going to hold it there, and we're going to wait for that green to start flashing. Whoa, it's on that one. Okay, well, I did it the wrong one, man. Maybe it should have been the right one. Okay. Does it matter what order you do it in? I guess not. Let's see what happens. And we're going to go this way. Let's see what happens now. This way. Yep, there we go. That's that one. I guess as long as you do all 4, it doesn't matter. Then I think it's on its butt. Let's see what happens here. It's on its butt. So we're just going to rotate here. And we're going to go this way. And this one you have to make sure that you're up and down. Okay, because if you're one way forward or one way backwards, you won't get the blinking green light. Okay, so you have to hold it there. Okay, and then the next one is on its head. So I didn't do that one. So I guess it doesn't really matter which way you do them in. And this one, I'm going to make sure I'm going to wait until I get my green light. There we are. And to me, it seems like I'm tilting it forward a bit. But if I tilt it back, you'll get a white light. If you tilt it towards you, just to get it right, you'll get it to the point where it'll flash green. And you just hold it, and it continues to flash green. Here we go. Any second now, it should be done. I'm hoping. There we go. Then we put it on its legs again. Okay, and you saw the gimbal go up and down. It's doing its 4 flashes. It's doing everything it's supposed to. Reactivating the gimbal. And we're okay. We'll wait till the background does its thing. It's setting itself into the middle. Okay, that's that one. The next one we do is the gimbal. And this is the gimbal calibration right here, okay? We do the gimbal calibration. Okay, start. And we just let it do its thing. Somewhere around the 65% mark, you're going to get an error code. And it's going to say it's vibrating, even though it's not. But that only lasts for a couple of seconds. And then it goes away. So we're up at 45. It does some strange things with the gimbals, up and down, up and down. And I remember doing this once and I had the gimbal cover on, but I caught it and turned it off. But there you go, 60%. It says it's vibrating, but it's not. Don't worry about it. It goes away, it continues, it does its thing, and it keeps on going until it's calibrated completely. And then that's successful. We wait a couple of seconds to make sure it doesn't do any more. There it goes. Yep. It does its thing again. It centers itself. There we go. We're okay. Now the next thing is up in the aircraft. We're going to go to compass calibration. This is compass calibration. Now this is an odd one, okay? I'm going to stand up for this one. I'm going to show you, should be 3 feet off the ground, 3 or 4 feet off the ground, okay? I've never had a successful automated compass calibration. I've always had to force it from step 1 to step 2, okay? Watch what I mean. We're going to go compass calibration. And I may have to do this again once I'm outside, but I'll show you what I mean, okay? Calibrate. There we go. Here we are. Compass calibration. Okay. It wants to be clockwise. I'm going to stand up here, and we're going to do clockwise. This is clockwise. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing. And the next one should be with it pointed down and should be going to the left. Watch what happens. It's not going to change, but when I go like this, upside down, okay, it's up, and I got to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're done. Okay, so there we go. Never have I ever had that go through by itself. I do the rotation 3 or 4 times to the horizontally, then I flip it up and it would change the animation, okay? The other way of doing it, if you're outside, the easy way is, okay, trust me, this works. I call it the compass calibration dance. You basically hold the drone like this above your head, straight above your head, and you spin around like a ballerina. Boom, 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 3 or 4 times, okay? And then all you do is you hold it up like that, and you spin around 3 or 4 times. Hold it like that 3 or 4 times, boom, 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 and it will do it, okay? So spin 3 or 4 times, spin 3 or 4 times, you'll be calibrated. And we're done. So that's all the calibrations are done. Now we can turn it off, turn it back on again, and go for a flight. So I'm going to do that in the morning, and I'm going to see if the hover stability is any better. Till then, I'm just going to cross my fingers, okay? See you outside. And good morning. We just did all the calibrations, okay? We did the IMU, we did the gimbal, and then we did the compass. It's morning now, and it's about 0 degrees. It might be 1 below Celsius, little nippy. So we've got the orange bird on the pad there with the green flashing light. We're all connected. It's a little bit breezy, but we're going to see if that all works. What I want to do is I want to show you something, not stupid, but something that I mentioned earlier. Let's do the calibration dance, okay? Let's just do a compass calibration here, and I'll show you what I mean, okay? So we're going to go into here, and we're going to go into the camera, and we're going to go to, where is, oh, aircraft, sorry, and we're going to go to compass calibration. Okay, here we go, calibration, and I'm going to pick this up, put this down. I'm just going to hit calibration, and it says go that way. And this is what I'm going to do, okay? Right above my head, I'm just going to turn to the right. And it won't turn, it won't change. It won't change. Then I'm going to come up. And it changed. And it changed. Any second now, it's going to say, I'm okay. There we go. Woo! That's a little dizzying. There we go. Okay, that's the calibration dance, or the drunken sailor dance, whatever you want to call it. A little bit of fun, but it doesn't matter. You just twirl it a couple of times one way, point it up, it does it, you're fine. 2.7K. I want to show you one more thing. The last video I did, last couple, everything was stock, everything in here. When I went to the camera, look, down the right side, okay? I changed it here to general. It was, if you look back at my other ones, vivid. Now, there is no, notice here, there is no, it used to be, no HDR. And in photos, there's no DNG or RAW. Used to be, not anymore. Don't know why. It's capable of it. So, the vivid, I'm assuming, or presuming, is as good as their HDR. And the last two videos I did were in vivid. So let's go up and see if we can change between, I'm going to do two of them, one in vivid and one not. And in this kind of weather with no sunlight, I don't think you're going to see too much of a difference. But you will see, and I have two pictures that I took downstairs that I'll throw up here. Vivid in general. It just takes that saturation out of it when it's on general. Someone said that, well, vivid, they just spike the saturation and spike the contrast. Well, no, then you get a blown out picture. They do increase it, but HDR, vivid, they're pretty close to me. Anyway, I'm not an expert in it. Anyway, so let's get this up. Let's have a look. Right now we're in general. Okay, so let's get it up. And we're going to watch for stability. Down a bit. No, it's no different. No different really. It's the same. So let's start that video. Let's get up. Let's go up just about tree line height. Okay. Okay, and we're going to start that video. Now we can't change it on the fly. Can't change it on the fly. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop that video. And we're going to go in and we're going to change it to vivid. Start the video. There's vivid. Okay, come down a bit. And up. There we go. Okay. Stop that video. And we're going to go back to general. Vivid, general. Start that. Oh, no, don't want to touch that. There we go. Start that video. Okay. We'll go up. And come down. Just bring that down a bit. Here we go. And bring down. It's a little windy up there. Okay. There we go. Now then, stop that video. We go in here. And we know that we're in general. We go back to vivid. Watch the screen. Does it change any? A little bit. What happens if I go to F-log? That changes it completely. Let's do a little bit of F-log. See what we can do in post. There we go. Up we go. Does pretty good in the wind. There is a bit of a wind up there. Okay. And come down again. And stop that video. Go back to general. Black and white would be black and white. General. We're at 0. Everything's at 0. Yeah. Okay. Last one, general. We'll go up. Just above that tree line. See some of the skyline. That's like. There we go. I don't think there's any blue sky. There you go. And come down. And down we go. There we go. Okay, let's stop that video. And we're going to bring it back now. And I want you to see something here. Come down. Okay, well that was it. How was the flight? Pretty good? I didn't really notice that much difference. Oh, you're noticing this? Yeah, my other mic broke. Not broke, my fault. I stepped on the cord, stretched it, and pulled it out of the mic part. So I got to get a new wired mic for my wireless mic. Kind of ironic, but anyway. So this is just another thing that came with it. It was the Voxcon wireless mic system. Really, really cheap. And I've had it for 3 years, so I can't really complain. So we're going to use this until I get the other part. It should be in, I got it from Amazon. It should be in Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, the Fimi X8 Mini version 2, the orange one. It's very, I think it's very robust. The plastic seems a little better. I don't know if it's just the color or what it is, but yeah. I've got the Pro battery in, so it's way under 246 grams. It's under 250 anyway. But this is the Pro battery from version 1, from way, way, way back. I'd like to get a couple of Pro batteries that are orange, just for the sake of it. Maybe Fimi will throw me a bone. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But yeah, so there is a difference between vivid and general, for sure, okay? And vivid is really nice, and you can just play with that a little bit. It's really, really nice. The general is pretty good too. So, the camera on this, really good. The calibrations, be sure you do them slowly, be patient. They do work, and it will help, okay? I have had, if you go way, way back to my very original first flight of my version 1, it took off and went flip. It just went up and went so far around it flipped. It was horrible, absolutely horrible, because I didn't do any calibrations. I did the proper calibrations. It settled right down. Toilet bowling is the biggest concern. Okay, if you see it hovering and it starts to go like this, it starts to go around in a circle, or just keeps going back and forth, bring it down right away. Okay, always important when you fly these things, you're in a secure area, your landing area, You raise it off the ground and let it hover there, because you don't know if you're going to get a disconnect because of a wire. You don't know if the wind's going to come up. You don't know what's going to happen, if you're going to break a propeller that you didn't notice. I always let it hover for 20 or 30 seconds. Then I go, okay? So calibration's very important, okay? IMU, then you do the gimbal, then you do the compass, okay? And it'll probably tell you when to do the compass. You shouldn't have to do the compass every time. If you change locations like 50 miles apart or something, maybe, okay? But you'll know as soon as you try to raise it off the ground, it'll say, oh, you need a compass calibration, or you'll notice that it's not hovering the way it used to, okay? And that's another thing. Know your craft. Take it up a few times, get used to it, get used to its characteristics. Remember, the Fimis, especially the minis, below 5 meters, they're very iffy, okay? They're very iffy. They're not solid. Something with the barometer or whatever it is, it's not solid. We've noticed with some of these Fimis that the Fimi drop, that it'll hover over water. You'll come down over water and be a couple of meters over water, and all of a sudden, vroom, it'll go in the brink. Okay, so just be careful. Be careful where you fly. And that's about it. Okay. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the bell, buy me hot chocolate. It's getting cold out here. It's about -1, -2. Okay? We'll see you next time. Bye now.